Andrew, what occupies you? What are you most worried about these days, given what we've been watching at the start of 2016?
And give me those eyes that you promised to give me.
Yeah, sort of turnarounds, big sad eyes. What worries me most? What worries me most is that we all look at the same data and we come to completely different conclusions, okay? And it's not that somehow I know better. I mean, I sit there and said, it cannot be. It cannot be that we both look at the same things and we come to different conclusions. And therefore, what do I do with my clients? Because it's no good saying, look, everybody's wrong, I'm right, which it's patently untrue. Okay, but equally, it's no good telling them, look, the crisis in China is a non-crisis and the United States is not going to start decreasing interest rates again. So, and in between, the markets are completely collapsing. So, you know, explanations is one thing, justification is another, and practical advice is another thing. So what do I do? In the case where clearly nobody knows of anything, you do nothing. Okay, you most definitely, you don't sell everything. Okay, if you have positions, simply keep them where they are. And then what? And then you try to find some minor exceptions, because I like to say, well, there is some opportunity of making money somewhere. So, for example, I'm going to really stick my neck out, and I will say, I'm beginning to warm up a little bit on the Aussie dollar for something very simple. If the Fed doesn't cut interest rates again, okay, and I think they won't, then the differentials with the Aussie stay, and it is the highest differentials anywhere in the G20. If the Fed cut, Christmas again, okay, because the Aussie is going to become quite attractive. Should they increase? Well, all right, there's a bet they may very well. I don't think they will. So on an even basis, I would say carry on looking at it. And also, the moment it looks that China is doing slightly better, or the moment it looks that China has sort of stabilized, that's another big plus. So I've got something that I can lay my hands on, as opposed to saying, I looked at the graphics, my Fibonacci, I love Fibonacci series. I thought it was an Italian restaurant. Hey, we'll go down to Fibonacci for pizza. Yes, okay. So apparently it is not. Oops. Okay.
So what did you look at when you came across the Fibonacci lines, retracement line?
Well, that's not true, actually. I'm an ex-mathematician, so I knew something about Fibonacci, but it was enjoyable to see the old man who would say Fibonacci. He says, buy or sell on the standard poor. This is all my work. Gosh, I didn't realize it was that important. Okay, so it's interesting, but it's interesting also the way the series are built, which is very elegant. What am I talking about? Okay, back to what I will be buying for my clients. So I will tell them the Aussie has something good potentially running from it, as opposed to saying, I'm looking at the graphs and I really think this is what's going to happen.
Okay, that's one trade in a whole universe of falling knives.
I know. The other one is to take a deep breath and to say, all right, in all those markets, is there somewhere where there are likely to be some strong structural changes, which is in the middle of this complete chaos? It would really not matter. I would not be buying for the structural changes now, because it's not going to happen, but they are actually happening. And the answer is yes, Argentina.
I know. But I mean, every 20 years we go through some sort of default.
Everybody's laughing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, by all means do. But this is what's interesting. Now, if somebody says, would you buy India? And I would say, I'm sorry, you know, I'm disillusioned with Modi. I think the Modi experiment is done. So I will not buy India for Modi. I will buy India for the macros. And that's an altogether different thing.
The only guarantee that you can make money on these bets is if eventually people believe you and eventually believe this story of reform, that Argentina is going to get there, that China is not going to be a hard landing. Eventually, if they join you. What if they never believe you?
Well, Angie, whoa. One step at a time. Now, if I go and sit in front of my client and says, never mind what the Argentinian index is doing now, it's down, let's say it's down 15, 20% like anybody else. So that's not the issue. It's just what they have done so far. The moment the guy took power, Macri, the first thing he did is he did the things he said, I'm going to do. I'm going to devalue and I'm going to lift capital controls. And he did it. The third thing he did was absolutely great. And actually, I don't mind telling you, there was some money to be made. He lifted all restrictions of exports of wheat. Argentina is the second biggest exporter of wheat. Until now, they were not exporting. And guess what happened? There was a mini boom on dry cargoes that rushed into Buenos Aires to start exporting.
And you've just been there, haven't you, of course, yes?
Yeah, so, you know, no, I'm not being clever. It was bloody, sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. It was absolutely obvious it was going to happen. I mean, it didn't take a Nobel Prize winner. So there are little clicks. So the guy has a good track record. He got on 1st of December and he started doing things now, not later on. I like that.
Yeah, okay, but I'm sorry, but Argentinian stocks are down 15%.
They are. So Singaporean stocks are down 16%. So, you know, I mean, it's a false comparison, but it's no good saying, where is the sex and violence story in Singapore? Okay, in other words, what's going to happen after all this is over? Well, in Argentina, right now, they're doing things.